Hi, guys. My name is Thornton, and you are listening to the One Up podcast. You can see all of these live recordings on Amena.Media YouTube channel as well. Today is a part of the series Message of Hope, Stories from Struggle to Success. And today we are actually recording episode 28 with Corinne Kavitz. And Corinne is already here, so I'm going to welcome her on and see how she's been and explain a little bit why she came in today. And she wants to actually come in today and talk about dreams and courage. So I'm excited to see what she has to say, and I'm going to go ahead and let her speak here. Corinne, how are you doing? And what brings the two bridge? What's the bridge between dreams and courage? I'm curious about that.
Oh, that's a great question. Before I dive into that, I want to say thank you so much for having me. I love the mission that you stand for and everything that you're doing. So thank you for inviting me to come on here. So to answer your question, which is what's the dynamic between the two of success and courage?
Yeah, but dreams and courage. I know that you
and courage.
Yeah.
So my personal motto is, it takes courage to change and follow your dreams. And I actually have, the people who are watching this, I have this on a mug. It takes courage to change. It takes courage to change and follow your dreams. And I have this on this mug. And I like to add at the end of it, it's courage that you always have, that everyone has, that everyone can tap into. I think that in order to dream big, in order to have big dreams, it takes getting out of our comfort zone to make it happen. And I think that the more that we hone in on that courage and that we acknowledge that we have the courage to do that and to bring our dreams into reality, the more empowering it is. The more empowering we are, and we get to step into who we are and what we want to create in the world and bring our dreams into reality.
And bring your dreams into reality, yes. And so what got you involved in this mission and the statement that you just said? She just showed us a lovely cup. It's a little glass cup. It's really cute, actually. I really like this little glass cup.
I know, right? I get it for all my coaching clients too. So it says be brave it says be brave on the front, whoever isn't watching this, and then on the back it says it takes courage to change and follow your dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the reason why that is a motto for me, or kind of what got me up into this point, is if I backtrack a little bit, about 2 years ago, I was working corporate. I was working as a financial advisor. I was doing what you're supposed to do when you go to school, you go to college, and then you graduate, and then you get the big girl job, and that's everything that I was chasing. Interesting enough, my family, they're all entrepreneurs.
Oh, okay.
And since they're all entrepreneurs, they know how bumpy of a road it can be, owning your own business and being an entrepreneur. And I think in order to protect me, they told me to go corporate. That was on the corporate ladder, do all of that. And listening to them, I thought, okay, that's what I'll do. And my grandfather, ever since I was young, has always instilled in me to have goals, to have big dreams, and go after them and take the action steps to get there.
So was your grandfather and your grandmother and your parents also entrepreneurs? So they were all entrepreneurs. What kind of businesses they had? I'm curious now, because it seems like they're still doing it now, I imagine, right? Okay.
Yeah. So my grandfather has owned a barber shop since before I was born.
Oh, wow.
He's always been a barber, and he's owned multiple barber shops. And out here in San Diego, he has his hair salon. It's a hair salon now. They do barbershop, then also non-surgical hair replacement. And then my grandfather owned it. And then my mom and my aunt both worked with him, and now they co-own it together. And then my cousin also works there as well.
Yeah.
So my mom owns it, and my aunt, and then my other aunts both own their own businesses as well, and then also have side businesses.
Yeah.
So we are a family of entrepreneurs.
That's amazing. Yes. My parents are also entrepreneurs my whole life.
Oh, really?
Too. So yeah. And I've been an entrepreneur my whole life, pretty much, other than a couple early career things too. But yeah, ever since. So, yeah.
It's interesting. I had always been admired by business and entrepreneurship. I took entrepreneurship classes in college. It was so ingrained in me to do what my mom and my grandfather are very predominant role models in my life, and they said, go corporate. So I was like, okay, that's what I'll do.
Yeah.
And since I'm a numbers gal, I decided to go into finance. And when I went into finance, I then went into financial planning. And then when I found myself in financial planning, I knew, especially as a female in the financial planning world, that in order to get ahead, I needed more certifications. I needed to prove myself. I was
More.
working in customer service, and I needed to get a leg up in order to become a wealth advisor.
Oh, okay. How long
So
were you there? How long did you do that for?
So I was in financial planning before I got my CFP, I was in it for 2 years, and then I got my certified financial planning certification.
Okay.
And then when I did that, I got picked up by Merrill Lynch, and I was working at Merrill Lynch for a year.
Okay. Yeah. And then so you were doing that and you're just like, this doesn't seem satisfying to me.
Yeah. Once I took the certified financial planning certification, I passed, and I wasn't even that excited. And that was my first clue of like, okay, this obviously isn't where my heart is. I'm
Yeah.
just doing this because I'm supposed to, or I should do it. And it took me after that about a year or so to kind of get really clear that, I have a choice in what I'm doing, and I'm choosing a path that is out of alignment of what I truly want. And
Yeah.
once I realized that choice, I decided that I wanted to choose something different for myself. So when like my motto says, like, it takes courage to change and follow your dreams, it took a lot of courage for me to say no to the path that I thought that I was supposed to be on and carve a new one.
Yeah. Did you know right away what you wanted to go after? Was there something like lurking in the back? She's going like this. No, no.
Yeah,
She's shaking her head. No, no. Yeah.
the
So
only thing that I knew is I always admired people who went from nothing to just an idea to growing a thriving business. To me, that is incredible. So I knew that. And then I knew that if other people could do it, that means that I could do it too.
yes.
I just wanted to know why I was getting in my own way and how to get out of my way.
You think it
That's all
was
that I
because
know.
the instilled security of the corporate job? Because it is well, everything's a risk, even the corporate job, right? At the end of the day,
Oh yeah,
everything's a risk, everything.
there is no financial security.
There's no such thing, guys. There's nothing. But I think we're so ingrained. Like, if you take this path, the school path, you'll be fine. There's always going to be work. There's always going to be something, and it's not true. It's not.
Yeah, it's not true at all.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day. There really is no financial security. You get to create your financial security.
Yeah. And either if that's you getting another job with some other company that does something that you went to school for, or you do take the risk and decide, I'm going to take this whole other path, and with money or not, like totally broke, you're going to forge your way into a new path, into a new career. So how long did it take you to discover what you wanted to do?
It took me about 18 months. Yeah, 18 months, because right after I quit the corporate career. I went
Yeah.
into a direct sales business because, that was a great opportunity to learn entrepreneurship without necessarily needing to start a business from scratch. So I got a lot of learnings, a lot of learning sales, learning the kind of basics of running a business, yet it was still out of alignment for me. There was still something that told me that I wanted something different than the direct sales. I just didn't know what. Yeah.
Was it something that maybe you just didn't want to do that type of sales? I mean, did you think at the time, or you're just like, no, I just don't want to do this particular thing in sales?
Yeah, I just knew that network marketing wasn't, I just knew that for me, network marketing wasn't it. I think that it's a fabulous method for so many people. It
Okay, so
wasn't.
you did sales with network marketing. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I understand. Totally understand. And I have one of the companies I promote for is network marketing. I totally love them and adore them and love the connections I've made with it and everything. But I can relate to that. I absolutely love it, and it's the product itself helped me so much. I still take it daily. So I totally understand that aspect of it, but you're probably like me in this aspect where you want something for you. You want something that you made, that you could say, this is my child, like, this is mine. If it fails or not, it's on me. It's all on me. Yeah.
And I've always been someone who like, I love to get to the bottom of things, like to the root of things. I need to understand the core, and that's also what led me to personal development work. And that's really how I, through the personal development work that I did, that's how I discovered more about myself and what I truly wanted, and then in turn created my business from that.
Okay. So you do personal development coaching right now, or okay.
Yeah, so the training that I have is neurolinguistics programming. So I went through 10 months worth of training and certification and came out on the other side as a master coach and master trainer. And I went into it because I was confused and I was lost, and I just quit my corporate career and I didn't really know what I wanted. And I ended up coming out on the other side with direction and knowing my purpose and what I want to do and how I can help other people.
Well, that's an interesting title. What is it called again?
Neurolinguistics programming.
And so describe this. What does it entail?
So neurolinguistics programming is the study of the mind, and it's the study of human excellence. It's how we communicate with ourselves and how we communicate with the world. So it has to do with the strategies, the patterns that we have in our mind, our thinking, our behaviors, pretty much how we operate as humans and how we create our reality, and how we can reprogram and recreate certain strategies and patterns to create the success that we ultimately desire.
So is it like a hypnosis type of thing, or is it just you were studying like different methods, or
yeah, so there's different modalities.
Yeah, more modality. That's the word I was looking for. That's exactly.
It's very similar to hypnosis. I mean, it's I'm sure you probably have heard of like Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is NLP. Also a lot of higher level coaches do study NLP or have at least NLP training in their repertoire of
and training and study and stuff like that. So okay, so you went and you made this total shift. How did your family feel about that after like you went and got all these like degrees, and then you were on the corporate hill, and you were just like, no, I'm out. I'm done.
Yeah, I think once I quit corporate, because I quit without having any type of job, right? I had zero plan B. They were concerned. They were concerned. Because they ultimately want to see the best for me. So when someone leaves what looks like success, or what looks like, I'm doing air quotes here, looks like achieving the goals that I had set for myself, and then it's like, let's ditch that and do something completely different. From the outside, it's probably like, what the heck is going on? When in reality, from the inside, I just needed to rediscover what I truly wanted, so that way I could go after it and create it. But to answer your question, they are through that transition. I think that there was definitely some concern, because the personal development work that I did, it's very in depth, it's very deep, it's very brings up a lot of emotions. It's a lot, and I think for someone who was watching it, they were probably concerned.
That's interesting how you say that. So what type of things did it bring up emotionally for you?
Oh, I mean, I got really clear on like just
what was
a
holding
lot
you
of my
back,
past and how,
what was holding you back, basically?
Yeah.
Did you go over that?
Yeah, and getting really real with myself on what I actually wanted and the life that I was creating, and how it was so out of alignment. Sometimes I think that we ignore the little voice in our head, or our heart telling us to do one thing, and we're doing the opposite because of what we're supposed to do, or what someone might say, or like maybe we're people pleasing, or maybe that's scary. We're ignoring that little tug. And when you start to listen to it and start to actually hear what's being said, and that you've been ignoring it for so long, and you get really clear as to why that is, it's emotional.
Yeah.
A lot.
So, did anything else happen during that change, like friends or other, or like colleagues or anything like that? Kind of just like, this is kind of weird what you're doing, and I don't think you should be doing this. Like, was there anybody like trying to hold you back?
I'm trying to think. I don't think anybody that was trying to hold me back. No one really comes to mind, but I'm also a very positive person, so I could have just ignored it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's my own journey. And I think that that's also really important, because there are definitely like quote unquote haters out there, right? There are people that will actually, yeah, now that I think about it, yeah, there's definitely been people commenting on the way that I was living my life, which I don't really ever understand. Because if you're being authentic to you and if somebody's triggered by you being authentic to yourself, that has more to do about them than it has anything to do about you.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, but I think that since I was on my own path, it wasn't like I was ever, I don't know, it was all about me and discovering me.
I think the funniest one that I ran across, and I kind of laugh about it. My hater, right? I didn't even know this person. They came out of nowhere, and they're like, "Why are you charging this for this? Why are you doing that? I think that's too much." And she just kept going on, and like sending me messages about, what other people are charging and what I should charge. And she didn't ask about the product. She didn't ask about the service. She didn't ask what it entailed. It was just like she saw the price somewhere and just something triggered her, and she like it was like every single day she was posting on like all my stuff, like I'm charging like this amount of money for this program, and I'm just like, who is this person? I'm like, where did this person come
Wow.
from? I was like,
Seriously, that is a
yeah,
huge opportunity for her. I was actually just talking about this with a client.
yeah,
Triggers are our biggest opportunity to get clear within ourselves of what's going on. So there was
yeah.
obviously something going on for her.
Oh yeah, I was like, is there something that you're looking for? Is there a service or a program that I can help you with? And no, she would go straight into like, how much everybody's charging and everything. You just can't please some people at
Yeah.
all. And you're just gonna be like, all right, well, let me know if I can help you with anything. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I decided a long time ago that I will never please everyone and I don't want to.
Oh God, yeah. Don't try to please
No.
everyone, because sometimes your chemistry just doesn't match for whatever reason. I know I've ran into it just meeting people. Like you want to like be best friends basically with everybody, right? But it just doesn't click for whatever reason, whatever they're going through, wherever your life is right now. It's just not in the same alignment. So don't stress about it, and just find the
Yeah.
people that you are aligned with.
Stay
Um,
true to you.
yeah. So, what are you doing right now in your coaching and things like that, so that people would be interested to know about?
Yeah, so I have a couple of things. I am doing one-on-one coaching, so I do personal one-on-one coaching. I do weekly coaching, so I'm a firm believer in weekly coaching.
Hmm.
It's the best way to get someone out of their own way because procrastination starts to set in, certain things like that. So helping people, create new habits, create new patterns. I do that on a weekly basis, one-on-one coaching. Other than that, I am putting together group coaching. And then I also have a Facebook community that's totally free. The Facebook community is free. It's all about other people who are big dreamers and really want to bring their dreams into reality and are willing to put in the work to make it happen. Because, a dream without a plan is just a wish. You got to have the plan in place and put in the action steps. So it's a community of support, motivation, empowerment, encouragement. And then from there, the encouragement, that kind of stuff is great. And if you're someone who really wants to take the action steps, investing in yourself in coaching or investing in yourself to get into an environment, I provide that as well.
Okay. Okay. So, Corinne, what is the hardest hurdle somebody has to overcome that you've seen time and time again in your coaching? What is the number one thing people usually say, this is holding me back?
They always say myself.
Okay.
They always say myself. And I hear that. I hear that constantly. We are the number one person that we lie to the most.
Yeah.
And we can't be part of the solution if we're part of the problem. So that's why I say invest in an environment where you are being shown your blind spots. Because if you feel deep down and deep down that you're getting in your own way, the only way to get out of your own way is to see how you're getting in your own way. And you can't do it because you are part of the problem.
Yeah,
So
I totally agree.
you gotta get someone to
You have
mirror.
to get somebody else to kind of lead you on the journey and
We
help you through
we
it.
BS ourselves a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And until you get really clear that I was just talking about this the other day, that BS story that's going on in your head. It feels like truth. I know it feels like truth, and it is not. So until you work through that and get crystal clear and you're able to see that it's just a story, that moment that you see that it's a story, that's when you have a choice, and that's your choice point. And you get to decide moving forward, are you going to choose to play into that story and into that excuse, or are you going to choose to push past it and create the dream and bring it into your reality?
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. So now that you're doing this coaching, does your family come to you and say, "Hey, Corinne, I'm getting stuck here. Can you kind of like lead me on this path? And what do I need to
Yeah.
learn?" So,
My mom is probably my best coaching client. She's not
oh,
an actual
really?
coaching client. She's not an actual coaching client.
Yeah, yeah.
We have a very strong bond and a very strong relationship, and we get really real with one another. And obviously, since I'm her daughter, there are certain things that I could be the problem, right? So I can't be the solution for her. So that's where she needs to get her own coaching and go get her own coach.
Yeah.
At the same time that, like, in her business, she's in direct sales. So I coach her a lot on how are you communicating? How are you listening to this person? Are you listening to respond? Or are you listening to the way that they're speaking to you? So that way you can speak to them in a way that's going to land. Because we all have different processing. We all speak a different language in our mind. So how are you listening and how are you responding? So we do little coaching sessions. Yeah.
That's cool. And I like how you said that too, where maybe you can't solve like all of her no, I don't like to use the word issues, but all of the things that she's looking to solve, because you are her daughter, and you said maybe it's something that she wants to say or overcome in interaction with you. So it might be best for her to go somewhere else, or would be best to go and ask somebody else to provide insight to that. And I do believe in that as well. So, with every type of mentor, you should have a mentor for certain things. Is my belief. So for example, like I would have somebody separate for like my health and wellness, and then I would have somebody separate for the way I manifest something or think about something. Just because, it's good, I think, also to see the different aspects as you grow, because you might get stale and, using one mentor or coach, and you might need to move on and evolve through another program or a different method. And there's a lot out there too. And I imagine with the NLP stuff, did you guys do like breathing and any type of meditation as well in that? Because I know that's a big thing.
Yeah, not specifically. I mean, there's not specific meditation techniques. It's more about how the mind operates, how the mind works. We do in our specific training, though, it is paired with a lot of like meditation and spirituality. And I myself just naturally bring that to the table because that's kind of who I am. I love to meditate. I love all of that. So pairing the two together is really powerful. And back to your point, I definitely agree. Like, and I tell people this, like, I'm a coach in what I coach. I am not a coach for everything. That's impossible. That's literally impossible. Get your coaches for their specific niche because that's where they're gonna be able to be 100% for you.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
No, totally great. Like
Yeah.
I have other coaches that come on here as well, and I don't really align myself with the word coach. I used to say that I'm a mindset mentor in a way because I do more courses. I do one-on-ones and I do sessions as well, but most of my stuff is through video. But there is people that I've had that just does businesses, that just work with women, that just deals with. So it's very individualized, and everybody brings their own personality. Everybody brings their own skills and strengths. So I totally recommend anybody who's listening, definitely, if something, didn't seem right, like if you went through a personal development course and you don't feel like you got much out of it, or if you feel like you still need to grow in that area, don't think that's it. The personal development is a whole, like, it's a whole world in itself. It really is. And the more you get into it, I'm very fascinated in all aspects of it. I am back like philosophy, ages, religion, I'm looking at Nikolai Tesla stuff, work on it, the way, scientists use it in their lives throughout the centuries. So there's like multiple studies, and there's multiple, modalities, I guess you could say, as well. So what is your favorite to use every day, Corinne?
My favorite modality to use every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, your favorite modality. I know you said you do meditation.
Yeah,
You
I'm
do
a
that
big
every day?
meditation. Yeah, I'd have to say before I even did NLP,
Mhm.
after I had quit my corporate career, Joe Dispenza was a big catalyst for studying the mind. His book Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself,
Mhm.
like, was a major catalyst for wanting to study neuroscience. And I've always been into quantum physics, so studying neuroscience, quantum physics, and I believe that he's also NLP trained. So meditation for one, definitely. I love meditation every day. It's like my ritual every day. I really do align with visualization,
Mhm.
and there's a specific anxiety modality that I really, really like, that I talk about quite a bit, because anxiety really stems from projecting a story that doesn't have a successful ending. That's really what it is.
That's true. You're worried about the future, the worst type of future possible, basically. Yeah.
Exactly. And I do want to be sensitive to the fact that, if somebody is suffering with severe anxiety, I know that can be a little hard to hear, that it's like just a story. That's not what I'm saying. Like, I understand that severe anxiety, it's real. It's real. So I want to be sensitive to that. There's a specific modality that I like, though. If I'm ever feeling anxious about something, or if I'm worrying about something, it's to really project or get clear on what future I'm projecting and what future I actually want to create, and rewrite that ending, and really visualize myself stepping into that and creating that successful ending that I want. And then when I do that, I make it really clear on almost turning myself around and looking back at what I did to create that success. Because your unconscious mind knows the path of least resistance. So it knows the path to get you to success the quickest. So I like to look back and think, okay, what steps did I take to create the successful outcome? And then you almost detach from any type of nervousness or whatever, or anxiety that was there. But I'm a firm believer of sitting with that emotion, not just ignoring it. Like, we ignore too much. The emotions are there as a sign to tell you something, and get clear on that, and then figure out how to work with your emotions. And so that way you can recreate and step into the success that you actually want to create.
And I had to say here that I did suffer from severe anxiety. So I definitely know anybody who's out there, how debilitating it can be. Literally, there was days I couldn't even leave the bed. I couldn't leave like the couch. I couldn't move, because even though I wanted to, I want to put that in there too. Even if like I had all these things I wanted for my future, I wanted to go out and start like conquering and, be really successful in, it just wasn't there. I couldn't focus. It was like all this brain fog. There was too many things like pulling my attention in multiple directions. So it's going to take time. I want to let people know that if you are suffering, you're going to have to work really hard on yourself, and it's going to take time. And me and Corinne and all the people here that do the Message of Hope program are here to be your stepping stone, to tell you that it's okay, and you will get through it. You just need to keep working on it every single day. Like I said, and in fact, that's what brought me into the network marketing business in the first place, because with my association with a company called Prove It, their ketones actually helped me get rid of some of that fogginess, so I could take back some of my emotion, basically, and take control of that and discover what was the issue and what I had to overcome. So I have to do a shout out there for them, because like I said, the product really did help me. But then, a year later, like as I stand now, I realized, working on myself every day, self-development and all that, a lot of it is in the mind. A lot of it is not even true, like things that are unfeasible. And a lot of that is just knowledge too. So if you feel like you're overcome by your situation, maybe you just need to learn more about it and you need to ask more questions. And that's where, looking back, what I was suffering through at that time, I just didn't know enough about my situation. And I think that was really holding me back. And if I knew that was really the reason, then I would have asked more questions and found the answers. And I think I would have felt more peace then. So maybe it's just, also just being really clear on like, what are you afraid of? And where can you get the answers to that? So.
Yeah. And I think being curious and also knowing that there is a solution out there. Like,
Yeah.
I went through an array of health issues. Like when I was in corporate my health was not good. No matter how much healthy food I ate, no matter how much I worked out, I just was not, I had a ton of health issues. I knew that there was a solution and there was an answer to it. Like I knew deep down, and getting curious as to what was going on outside of what like doctors were telling me or outside of taking medication. Like I knew deep down that there was an answer for me. I just needed to discover it. So holding on to that. And then like you mentioned, like every single day, what's the one small thing that you can do? Like the one small thing, like you just mentioned anxiety, like even just the awareness of understanding what future you're projecting. Like maybe you're not at the point where you're like, oh, for me, public speaking is a hurdle that I've overcome. So let's say I get really anxious, public speaking, like maybe I'm projecting this crazy story. Just the awareness of acknowledging that is huge. Like that's a huge step right there. And then maybe the next day you do a visualization and the story isn't as bad, like it's not as bad. And then slowly but surely you start to get to a better and better story that you're creating. And then you're acknowledging like, okay, I'm getting better at this. I'm improving. Maybe I'll go on a Zoom and I'll actually speak my story a little bit. And then you celebrate that. I'm really big on celebrating your courage. Like if you're going to get out of wherever you are, like you got to celebrate the wins to get you there. And it's going to take little baby steps.
Oh, and I love that you put that in there, Corinne, because the way that I got through a lot of it was doing 10-day challenges. I mean, literally, I would be like, I challenged myself to go try. At the time, I was really excited about learning Lyra. I was doing aerial stuff. Unfortunately, my gym closed down because of the COVID. So I'm very disappointed in that. But it gave me something to look forward to because I was like, I never did it. It looks exciting. I'm going to go do it. And the next one, I don't remember the next one, but I kept doing them. And I was literally doing like I would finish one, take like a 3-day break and then do another one, like 10 days. And it would keep me so focused on getting just through 10 days that I would slowly be able to heal and get through it faster. And I like the 10 days because it's just far enough that I could see the ending, but it wasn't so far that I'm like, oh my God, 30 days seemed like forever. I'm never going to get to 30 days because I can barely hang on now. Right. So yeah, I definitely recommend you guys give it a try. If you feel like you need to concentrate on something and you just need to concentrate on one thing specific, I do recommend that you try something totally out of your comfort zone. But definitely focus on the small wins. Corinne was really key on that. And I like that.
Yeah. And that even funnels into like life in general. Like I have this whole concept of bringing your dreams into reality, and your dreams are way out there and it starts today. Like what's the thing that you're going to do today? My grandpa would always tell me, he'd always make this reference of, I don't know where he got this from, but he'd always make this reference of, imagine that you are cleaning up a cafeteria. It was when I was like in middle school. Imagine that you're cleaning up a cafeteria, like you have detention and you have to clean the entire cafeteria by yourself. Like if you look at the entire cafeteria and your little mop, you're standing there, like that sounds terrible. However, if you focus on one tile at a time and you enjoy that one tile, you're like, look at how clean that tile is right there. I did such a great job on that one tile.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely, it's like you get it done.
I kind of felt like a little like, oh, we were just having this conversation today, me and my kids, because they just went through their school testing. And so we're going through the test booklet, and it's like, we're never going to get done with this. Because you could see like on their little, like the form where it's like, oh, it's only like 83 questions. And you're like, it's 83 questions in math. Oh my goodness. And like, what?
Totally.
83. So you kind of have to like cover it up with a sheet of paper. And it's like, all right, no, we just need to concentrate on 5 right now. Yeah.
Yep.
So it does make a difference. Like, it's
Totally
sometimes the brain's like, this is never going to happen. I don't even know why I'm trying. I might as well just give up. Right.
Yeah. All this stuff starts happening. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't give up. Just concentrate on the little wins every day. Yeah, definitely. And I've got my quote here. You've showed me your mug, so I'll show you my bracelet. Mine actually says, one day, day one.
Oh, I love that.
And I had it made last year because, I wanted to make sure that, one, I got out of my comfort zone, and two, that I was always I stopped asking myself. Is today the right day? I would just do it, because every time I've got this reminder, I was like, why am I waiting? I might not be here tomorrow or the next day or next year or next week. And then when I am here tomorrow, the next day, next week, would I feel really crappy that I didn't start yesterday? And the answer was always yes. So I would feel terrible because I could have had that head start, back then when I first thought about it. So it's a little reminder for me.
Yeah, I love that. I absolutely love that. And just this morning I was doing a live, and there really is no tomorrow, because when you wake up, what day is it?
Today. Yeah.
Today.
It's always today.
So there really is no tomorrow. So I absolutely love that. One day or day one.
Yep. And we're getting a little bit of feedback or something. I'm not really sure. Let me check. I hear
it's probably me.
Okay. I just making sure it wasn't my speaker or something. All right. So let's see. You had here also, what is one thing that can transform somebody's life? Did we cover that yet? Or
No.
I don't think we did. Okay. So what's one thing, that can transform somebody's life?
The one thing would be to listen to the little voice that's in your head. And even if you don't think that you have a little voice in your head, it's the little voice that said, what little voice in my head? That.
Yeah, exactly. the one that gives you the good encouragement that you often like, no, I got this. It's good. Now you got to listen to that more.
Start listening to that and getting curious.
Yeah, definitely. So let's see. And then we've got, I think we did this one. So what gets in the way of people's dreams, of course, themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're constantly negating your future outcome, and this is, I'm going to see, maybe Corinne does it differently, but I know I like to do this, this little technique. If I keep getting in the way of my dreams, I forgot where I was going with this actually. So let me think. I know I write everything down. I write everything down, and it really helps me stay focused. Because then if I have it down, then I can actually look at it and discover, well, what is getting in my way? And then I can start analyzing that and going, okay, well, if this is getting in my way, why is it getting in the way? And I ask myself a lot of questions. Is that similar to what you do, Corinne?
Yeah, it's very similar. I think getting clarity on what's going on is key, and getting clarity so that way you can see what you're doing and how you're getting in your way. Because when you can see it, you can learn from it, and then you can shift it. And when you shift it, you can implement something different. The only difference that I would say is I refrain from asking the question why, because why puts us into a story mode. So when we want to get into action and create shift, we want something specific. So I ask, what's the purpose of this? So let's say if, let's say procrastination, if someone's procrastinating, instead of saying, why am I procrastinating?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when all the reasons come up. I'm procrastinating because I'm tired, because the kids came home, because yada, 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 all the reasons that sound really, really good. They sound great. If instead you say, what is the purpose of this procrastination? Usually you'll get, and if you ask like, what else, and you get even deeper to what's really going on, it's like, oh, I'm afraid to make a mistake. I'm afraid to fail.
Yeah, I was thinking more of the fact that I was asking myself why, like what triggered this from my past, what triggered it from bringing it here in the future. But yeah, I like that too, because then you can really be clear. Then you don't fall into that victim mentality, I guess, in that aspect where you're just picking things off the top of your head, right? You're just like, oh, it's because of this and that, and I had a bad day, and the weather's crappy, and
totally.
all that stuff, whatever. So yeah, definitely. So, Corinne, where can people reach out to you, get your information, connect with you?
Yeah, so both on Facebook and Instagram, and actually all the platforms, I'm under Corinne Kivett.
Okay.
On Facebook, the Evolution Room is my business. So the Evolution Room is my business page. And then if they want to hop in the community, the Evolution Room community Facebook group, totally free, a group of people that are turning their dreams into reality. Those are probably the best places to connect.
Okay. So Facebook, the Evolution Room, through your Facebook, right? And that is a group and a page.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good. And you do this primarily online. You don't go out to people's facilities, do you, as well?
I don't, unless if I'm doing, all of my coaching is done either through Zoom or via the phone. If someone wants, I do breakthroughs sometimes, which is a full day. It's like a 12 to 14 hour intensive breakthrough. If somebody wants to do something like that, then that's most likely in person.
Okay. So is that a one-on-one or is this a group? Oh, okay. Okay. And it's called a breakthrough?
Yeah, a breakthrough day. I don't do them all too much, but oftentimes people like to know about them. But yeah, I do those. They're one-on-one, full breakthrough. Typically it's 1 to 2 areas of life, or maybe like 2 to 3 areas of life that somebody wants a massive breakthrough in. And it's usually like 10 to 12 hours.
Oh, interesting. So you do that over a day's course? Like you start up early in the morning, you go through their day with them and see what's going on and what area you can assist them in breaking through, I guess. That's neat.
Yep.
Okay. So they would just reach you through your Facebook or Instagram or something like that.
That would be perfect.
Okay. Awesome. All right, Corinne, is there anything else that you like to tell all our listeners and viewers here today?
The only thing is that I'm a firm believer that our mind is only capable of seeing what we're capable of achieving. So if you can see it, you can make it happen. I promise you.
I like
Just
that.
believe in that and you're halfway there.
You're there. Yeah. And would you say also the more details that you put into like seeing this future that it would, make it manifest easier for you?
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how I tried to put a lot more details into my stuff. I know when I write things down now too, it's like I'm not putting enough out there, so I might not feel it as much. I might not want it as much. Let's see what else I can go back and add.
Yeah.
So I always go back and add stuff and like.
And I think making it fun. For me personally, once I got really, really clear that, because I've always been a big dreamer. And I know that we're going off tangent really quick. Once I got really clear that dream that I have, that I'm 100% capable of achieving it, once you really get that and feel that, it's a different game. And if you don't get that and feel that, then it's just because there's some sort of programming, there's some belief there that's keeping you from feeling that and seeing that. That's it. And that can be rewired, that can be reprogrammed, all of that stuff. Yeah. And I think once I fully felt it, that's when life gets really fun.
Yeah, it does. Because then you can control it, right? Because at that point you can control everything.
You're in charge.
Yeah, you can write your own future from that point on.
You're unstoppable.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Thank you, Corinne. Have a lovely day and enjoy the weather. I bet it's nice there too. I know today here was nice. It looks nice there. I see some sun hitting the background there. So yeah, enjoy some time outside. Take care and
Thank
I'll
you
talk to you
so much.
later.
Thank you so much, Amena. Have a great day. This was a great conversation. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Take care.